Alright, and now everyone take a break for the next 2 minutes, because we have the intro cutscene. What's going on, everybody? So yeah, Mega Man 7, it continues the classic Mega Man formula, where it's got the same kind of sliding Mega Man from the classic Mega as opposed to dashing from the X series. This game came out after X1, about the same time as X2, so they decided to revisit the classic series a bit and just kind of improve on that. As Ion said in his AGDQ run a year and a half ago, it took them 6 Mega Man games on the NES to perfect it. It only took them 1 for the SNES. So, it's a pretty solid game. Also, shoutouts to the helmet joke. Everyone should be laughing. Alright, let's see if we can get a couple of these frame-perfect lemons for luck. We missed the first one. We missed them both. It's okay. So, the start of this game, Wily escapes jail. In Mega Man 6, end of Mega Man 6, you put Wily in jail, and he had come up with a contingency plan for that, where he had set up some robots to automatically wake up and release him from jail after a certain amount of time, if he was not available. So at this point, Dr. Light's just telling us, hey, you gotta go after Wily. Take Rush here. The new and improved Rush, where he takes damage for some reason. That'll come into play later. So we're taking a lot of damage here. It's all on purpose. There's a fight that you can either win or lose here at the end of the intro. This is a mini-boss. Okay, we're good. So you can either win it or lose it. Losing it is a little faster, unless you have, like, Mega Task reflexes. And this is Bass. He's the new character introduced, Bass and Treble. Or if you're playing on the Japanese version, which we are, it's Forte and Gospel. He kind of shows up and is like, hey, I'm your rival, but you don't know who I am. And so Mega Man's like, huh, I wonder if he'll be a problem later on. Or if he'll be just a cool friend. And we'll find out. So we're going to Cloud. Cloud is kind of a tricky stage just because there's a lot of open space that you can fall into and die. I don't know why I was holding a charge that whole time. Mega Man 7 is kind of notorious where you have very few iframes. So if you take damage, it's really easy to get comboed or nice drop. We're fine. We're gonna refresh this room so that we can get the Cloud cycle. We're fine. Alright, this is Cloud Jump. Okay, we're good. So it's a little, like I said, Cloud is kind of a dangerous stage, just because there's a lot of open pits. The Cloud Jump there is you skip a whole, like, huge Cloud cycle to get through that, or when you do the Cloud skip. Drop. It saves a ton of time to... that fan's blowing. Do the Cloud skip there. But yeah, there's a lot of stages in this game that are throwbacks to earlier Mega Man games. So Cloudman has a lot of references to Airman stage from Mega Man 2. So this is a charging Mega Man game. And you may be thinking, isn't it faster to always charge on bosses? And the answer is no. Charge in this game only does 2 damage. So you have to. It's still faster to use some charge shots on Cloudman, but you have to be pretty strategic about it. Just because there's it doesn't do quite as much damage as it does in 4 through 6. Alright, so that's Cloudman. So we're gonna come up to the first cutscene. We're playing on the Japanese version. Hey, we got a Dr. Light. So, after each robot on the Japanese, like after each time you beat a Robot Master on the Japanese version, you can either get a Dr. Light cutscene, an auto cutscene, or a roll cutscene. It is always faster to get a Dr. Light cutscene. Most of the time, getting either auto or roll loses somewhere between 3 to 6 seconds. With one exception. We'll see if that pops up. On English, they just made it Dr. Light every time, so they got rid of the cutscene RNG. But it's slower text overall. So, like, on average, the Japanese version, oh, we missed the zip, is going to be faster than the English version. But if you get bad luck, then the English version is faster. So there is a zip that you can do in the stage, but it involves a pretty tricky damage boost through the door into the elevator. And this is Junkman stage. So the gimmick here is you can light up the platforms, or you can make electricity go through to have the cycles of these elevators go. You may have noticed I shot it from the left side. If you shoot it from the right side, the elevators actually go in the opposite direction, which is not helpful. Damage boost through a couple of these junk snakes. And then, kind of a tricky section here. Gotta hope that Rush cooperates. Alright. So we're coming up on Junkman, and we're gonna try to sort of manipulate him a little bit. Every time you hit him with the full T-bolt, the full Thunderbolt, he goes into his iframe, kind of jump across the room pattern. We missed one of them there, but it's fine. But if you hit him while he's in iframes, and then the split shot of the spark hits him, he doesn't go into his iframe jump across the room pattern, and it still takes full damage from the weakness. So we're trying to do that a little bit. So the whole reason, another light cutscene. The whole reason that we do this particular route is to get both Junkman's weapon, which is really good. It's by far the best weapon in the game. And to get Rush Jet, which we got earlier in the stage. We picked it up about halfway through the elevator room. And Rush Jet gets used in a lot of the stages. It doesn't get used in Freeze Man stage, but it gets used in a lot of the stages after that. Just because it saves a lot of time in sort of semi-auto-scroll sections. Okay, we're fine. Alright. So there is a, this is Freeze. There is a, like, a 1 or 2 frame jump that you can do right here. It's not very marathon safe, so I'm not going to do it, but it's possible to skip that ceiling walkers pattern. It's 1 or 2 frames, depending on your subpixel. So it kind of changes a little bit. Freeze is a mostly straightforward stage. We're skipping Rush Search there, because we don't need to search for bolts. Just kind of using the weapons we got here to charge through enemies. And so there's a couple of bosses in this game that have like a secondary pseudo weakness. Freeze Man is one of them. He's pseudo weak to Scorch Wheel. I'm not very good at the Scorch Wheel fight, so we're probably not going to see that. But it's pretty easy to take him down with Junk Shield. Subpixels! Alright, cutscene 3. Yo, this is really good luck. We've got 3 light cutscenes. I'm interested. So yeah, most of these light cutscenes, I think the freeze auto cutscene is like a 6.2 second time loss over not getting light. But this, we're gonna hope for not a certain cutscene at the end of Burst Man. Burst Man is actually a really difficult stage. There's a lot of... You're on spikes for actually a considerable amount of it. And by considerable amount, I mean... like right here. You have to be careful because of your reduced iframes. It's like, I don't know how many iframes it is, but it's not very many in this game. So now we're going into the brown water. I'm not sure why it's brown, but it's brown. We missed the jump. There's a tricky jump there that you almost jump into the spikes, but you make it up there. Alright, so here's where we start using Jet. We use Jet to get a fast jump up the soda water there. Helps skip some of the water cycle. It actually, over just like floating up to the top, it saves a ton of time. We're gonna skip the Yoku blocks. Let's see how my soda water cycle is here. We'll just go for the easier pattern. So, once you get to the mini-boss, the crab mini-boss there, it's a global cycle for the soda water. For how high it up, or where it is in the cycle. So if you're a little bit faster or a little bit slower, you have to kind of adjust your strats. Alright, so here's Burst Man. You can hit him every time without him using firing out a bubble. Missed a couple of them there, but it's fine. Alright, so we're through the most dangerous of the 8 robot stages. We just have to go through a couple of the harder bosses now, particularly Slash. Yo, shoutouts to my girl, Burst Roll. So, this is the cutscene I was talking about. Dr. Light versus Roll here is an 11-second difference. It's pretty ridiculous. Ellipsis. Ellipsis. Thanks, Roll. Alright, so after defeating 4 robots, we teleport back in. Dr. Light welcomes us home, and we ask him, hey, what do you think about this strange character that we met earlier? His name's Bass. And Dr. Light's like, well, I don't know, he doesn't seem to be a threat. He just seems to be kind of, you know, someone who might be a rival to you or something in the future. And then you get a message saying, hey, Dr. Wily's attacking the Robot Museum. You should go check it out, see what he's doing there. Shoutouts to the Mets and the Mad Nerd statues in the background at the start of the Robot Museum. And hey look, it's Dr. Wily's favorite Robot Master, Gutsman. A lot of uses of Gutsman in the classic Mega Man series. We'll see what he does with him later. But for now, we're gonna fight this clown. This is Clown Man Alpha. If you played Mega Man 8 at all, you know that there's a Clown Man in that game. This is kind of the beta test. Dr. Wily's beta test for Clown Man. Oh, and this is the only cutscene after Robot that you can skip through. It's strange that you can, like, skip through certain... Like, that's the only one. So they programmed it in that you're able to skip cutscenes. But that's the only one in the 8 robots that you can skip. Alright, Slash Man. Slash Man stage, we're gonna see more Rush Jet usage to skip the semi-auto-scroll dinosaur patterns later on. You can't go too fast in this first segment. Log cycles will kill you if you go too fast. Alright. Yeah, attack the museum just to steal Guts, man. Alright, so these are the dinosaur cycles we're going to try to skip by. So we have to be careful because, like I said earlier, Rush can take damage, and if he takes damage, you just immediately fall. If you're in iframes while he's taking, or if you are in iframes, I should say, he can't take damage, but your iframes tend to be pretty short, so you have to be a little bit careful about when you take damage. So the dinosaur mini boss there, you can't do damage to until he passes like spot in the stage there. So that's why we didn't try to do any damage to him earlier. Take a couple hits from these eggs. That's one too many. But I didn't want to take that many. Slash Man is the hardest Robot Master fight in the game by a lot. It's because we try to cut out some of the cycles that he does, where he jumps up into the ceiling and drops ketchup on you. So you end up taking a bit of damage to kind of manipulate the cycles out. And we get ketchup all the time. Alright. So that's two pretty decent cycles there, but don't drop on me, ketchup. Okay. Hit him. Thank you. So that wasn't terrible, just got a little bit of bad luck with the ketchup. I don't know what to call it besides ketchup, because that's what it looks like. I mean, it's kind of like eggs dropping. Yo! 4 lights and a roll. Pretty good luck thus far. Alright, so there is a secondary route to this game. I'm doing the 1 quick kill route. There's a second route that you could do, where you do Shade Man first and the second set of 4 robots. And it's a 2 quick kill route. You're able to quick kill Spring Man with it as well. But it saves about 4 seconds overall if you get the quick kill immediately without any setup. And you have to have a really good Shade Buster fight. So it's really, really tricky to get 2 quick kill route to be faster. So we're just doing the 1 quick kill route. I shouldn't have fired that, but we're still fine. I wanted to summon Rush a little bit later there. That's fine. Alright, so again, Rush Jet saves a lot of time where we skip through this whole bouncy castle section. I didn't mention it before, but Joes are the worst enemy in any classic Mega Man game. They will always drop something. whether it's health, weapon ammo, or a bolt, 100% of the time, they will drop something. Alright, and shoutouts to the one-hand spring fight. Let go of the controller with one hand. Fight him with just one hand. Empty out the slash ammo to try to manipulate a light cutscene. To fake manipulate a light cutscene. So yeah, you can... I think it's a 4-frame window. Dang, didn't work. To hit Slash Man on his way up in the... or Spring Man, excuse me, in the fight with Slash Claw. And it saves a lot of time to be able to hit that window. But it's a pretty simple window. You just have to kind of have your own internal... Everyone who plays this, from what I've seen, has their own internal timer for how to do it. Alright, shoutouts to the better of the two Shade Man themes. So there's two themes that you can get in Shade Man. They kind of put in an Easter egg where if you hold down, I think it's select, as you enter Shade Man stage, you get the Ghouls and Ghosts theme instead of Shade Man's obviously better theme. Hello? What happened to my jump? Fine. Alright. Cool, we got all those helmets out of the way. So, Danger Wrap is a really cool weapon where it traps enemies in a bubble, and then if you hit another enemy with that bubble, it does a lot of extra damage to... It's like the most damaging attack in the game. Singular attack. Obviously, if you can hit an enemy multiple times with Junk Shield, that does more damage. But 10 frames? It's alright, I'll sacrifice 10 frames for the better theme every time. So these werewolf enemies, they just jump if they want to. Most of the time you just have to take damage from them. Cool, we didn't take damage from the shields. Alright, and a reminder that your run is always invalid if you do not swag shot on treble. So this cutscene, Mega Man meets up with Bass there, and Bass is like, dang, this robot that I'm fighting was too hard for me. And Mega Man's like, well, just go back to Dr. Light's lab, he'll fix you up and it'll be fine. Don't worry about it. I got you, bro. I'm paraphrasing a little bit. So now Treble's... or no, Forte, excuse me, is in Dr. Light's lab for repairs. Yo, we got a light cutscene. It's been really good luck, actually. It's been 5 lights and 2 rolls. This one takes a little bit longer just because of the second line of dialogue. Dr. Light's talking about how you can charge crush noise, excuse me, noise crush on English, crush noise on Japanese. How you can charge it by either sliding into it or bouncing it off a wall. And the bouncing off a wall thing is going to be pretty useful for the quick kill coming up. We'll see if we get it. So yeah, we use the ability of Danger Wrap to be placed on the ground to kind of mash that enemy to death. Oh, I forgot to swap there. It's okay. Here's the tire room. This room is notoriously difficult casually. We're gonna wait for this cycle. So I didn't get pushed forward by the tire, and so I took that cycle a little bit safer just to make sure that we didn't die there. it's kind of ridiculous how hard that room is from a casual standpoint. I think they intended you to use Rush Jet there, is what it seems like to me. Alright, here's the throwback to Quick Man stage, the instant kill lasers slash flames. And this is a really cool idea for a mini-boss, in my opinion, where you bounce Noise Crush off of, like, part of his body and then fire it into him. Alright, setting up the quick kill here. Ah, we missed it. I pushed B frame late. So if you push right and then B into the door, you get the Noise Crush bounces around the room and kills Turbo Man right as he becomes vulnerable. It saves having to do basically the whole fight. It's alright though. Wasn't a terrible fight. Just too bad. Pushed B a little bit too late. But shoutouts to 6 light cutscenes. This is probably the best luck I've gotten. Well, besides the fact that I got burst roll. But it's like some of the best luck I've seen in a long time. I missed a split, apparently. It's okay. And so we were just here, and now the lab is ruined. And so we ask Light, hey, what happened? And he's like, well, once I was finished with the repairs on Forte, he just went berserk. And he destroyed the lab, and he took some of the power-ups that I had for you. And Megaman's like, I don't believe it. Forte was a bad guy? And then Dr. Wily hacks into the machine here, and he's like, yes, Forte was my creation. You will now suffer the consequences. Also, shoutouts to the auto face on the left side. You can see it over here, right next to the text. Equals _ equals auto face. Alright, so the Wily stages are the trickier part of the game. Well, we don't have any more cutscenes after bosses. Well, except for the base fights, I guess. But these stages, because they know that you have everything, they kind of turn up the difficulty a little bit. So there's a lot of really cool movement that gets used in these stages. Utilize Rush Coil to skip out on that segment there. Ah, we didn't kill the egg. It's fine. So the tire room here, there's a few different ways I've seen people do it. My favorite way is just to mash through it. Okay, we're fine. So there is a cycle there that you can make if you're fast, but we were clipping on that platform, so we were not going to be fast. So we just took it safe and summoned Rush early. Alright, and here's the first real base fight. Both of the base fights in this game are really cool, both from like just a design standpoint and execution on them. Base takes basically 2 damage from most weapons. Well, there's a few weapons he takes 2 damage from. But none that he takes 3 from. So you kind of utilize the crush noise just because you're able to have 2 on screen. Plus, when he's down to 4 health, if you hit him twice, it basically double hits him. So when he's at 2 health, he has no iframes for some reason. It might be a hangover from the intro cutscene fight, where they just wanted to make sure that he didn't die. Shoutouts to Gutsman. I got grabbed, dude. Okay, we're gonna wait for the rock. So the rock does 4 damage to him, and your slash does 2. There's a way to, if you get good luck, you can finish that fight in 3 cycles. It's like three slash hits and then a rock, and then 2 slash hits and a rock, and then another 2 and a rock. Or if he goes into his charge phase, you get 5 hits in there. Guts, boys! Time for a theme that sounds awfully familiar to a Michael Jackson theme. See if you can pinpoint it. Alright, good luck on the Joe. Bad luck on that Joe. That last Joe is always the same, but there's a couple of the Joes there that have some randomness to it, where you can kill them if they decide to attack you, but if they don't, then you just have to take damage. Alright, base 2. I think so you can unlock the ability to partner up with Rush. Nice, I jumped early. Whoops. Okay, this is not going very well, but we're fine. I should be hitting him twice. Okay. Ooh, a little closer than I wanted it to be. Messed up the patterns there. So you can combine with Rush basically the same way that Forte does there, or Base, or he's Forte on Japanese. We're just gonna call him Forte. And it's sort of implied that you're supposed to do it that way. Springs. I'm just gonna do this. But it's still faster. I think. What? Okay, we're fine. There's no problems here, everybody. Alright, and so in tomorrow, about 24 hours, you'll see basically this exact same turtle again in Super Adventure Island 2. It's the same turtle. They copy and pasted the turtle from one game to the other. I don't know which game copied from who, but one of these games copied the turtle over. See if we can get the bubble hit in. Oh, we missed it. Your Rush betrayed me. Rush's hitbox in this game is really small, honestly. Okay, get this bubble hit in. So yeah, if you're able to do that fight correctly and get decent luck where he keeps his head open long enough, you can essentially 1.5 cycle the turtle there. But it's pretty tricky to get the bubble hit on a couple of the turtle patterns. And if you go just a little bit too early, then it just doesn't hit him. Alright, here's the best room in the game. They obviously intended for you to use a rush here of some kind. These jumps are just barely makeable without rush. I went through a workshop on that room to get that the way that is. That went pretty well, honestly. Ah, we have to wait for the explosions. So ladders in this game, you can't be holding any direction except down to climb down them. What? Rush? Rush. I disagree with the dog. The dog betrayed me. It's okay. Health drop. So yeah, and climbing up ladders, they're 1 pixel wide, and if you wanted to jump up a ladder, like near the top. So they... bad luck spring. Got good luck spring the first time, and had to abandon it. Because for some reason I didn't land on rush. It's okay. This is still okay. So we skip these Yoku blocks, and we come up here, A, because it's a lot faster than going going the other path. But you also get the E-Tank and the S-Tank, which are both important for the final Wily, just because if you've ever played this game casually, you know that the final Wily is notoriously difficult. That was actually a pretty good boss fight. So, this boss has weird iframes where he... iframes, because you shoot him in the eyes. Every time that you hit him, he goes through like a blink cycle. And you have to wait for slightly after the blink cycle ends in order to get the next hit in. Alright, and the refights. The non-trivial refights. Because a couple of them are still... Well, we're gonna do Slash Man first. Which is non-trivial in itself. But then a couple of the fights are a little bit different, like the Cloud refight's different. I'm not a fan of the Cloud refight. But Slash Man, please. Okay, we got that one in. So we're gonna try to get a Scorch Wheel hit in. The Scorch Wheel does 2 less damage than Freeze Cracker. But he doesn't go into his frozen iframes there for a little while. So it's a little bit faster to do it this way. It just means that you have to get 3 double hits in, as opposed to 2. I didn't really talk about mechanics behind Slash Man. So, when he comes down, after a certain amount of time, he just jumps back up into the ceiling, regardless of if you hit him or not. If you hit him twice, he goes back up into the ceiling immediately, unless he's locked into his slash attack pattern, which you can manipulate by being close to him. So you may have seen me take damage, like, when he did a jump, so that I could be close to him when he was getting ready to land from a slash. So that lets me get those double hits in, or the double hit junk. So that's why you don't want to fire a little bit early there. You want to get a specific attack pattern on junk. Or you get frozen to the ground, like Gutsman in Mega Man 1. Alright, this is my least favorite refight, just because it's pretty dumb. Because you basically just body him. If he blows the rain away from him, you can there's like a very small window where you can be walking and still hit him with the danger wrap. But it's pretty dumb. So most of the time you just end up taking damage. Get out. I don't think that was a charge. What am I doing? I'm doing it wrong is what I'm doing. That's not the strat. It's okay, we're still okay. We'll get our health back in the one-hand fight. One-hand fight version 2. One hand. It was almost a little late. That was almost a little late. Alright, fine. So, Shade Man, his room in the refight is smaller. It's not as tall. So you can jump up and hit him. As opposed to the regular fight where he's just a little bit too high, where you can't jump up and hit him there. Makes the refight a bit faster. And we'll try to not take damage from burst, just because you want to be full on health if we can. Well, we get the health after burst, so we're fine, I guess. But the Wily capsule, you basically have to take damage to go fast for the Wily, or for machine, and then capsule is really dangerous. So there's this really tense moment of Dr. Wily in his machine walking in. We got 3 there. Yo, we got the good pattern. So Dr. Wily can give you 2 patterns in his machine. One where he throws these small enemies out, and then his hop pattern that he started off with. If you're willing to take like 3 damage boosts, you can get 5 hits on the hop pattern. But we're going for health conservation for capsule. So it's good that we got the better of the 2 patterns. So yeah, spring, charge spring does 2 damage to him, to Wily capsule. I fired too early. And that's the only thing that does 2 damage to Wily in this fight. Jumped early. We can get a double here. So there's a few patterns that you can get double hits on, double spring hits on. They're pretty tricky though, and it's pretty easy to take an extra hit. We're just gonna heal here for safety. Get out! Okay. Can I get one here? No. It was the other pattern that I could do that on. Coming up on the end. A lot of high spawns. Alright, one more hit. Alright, and that's time. Pretty solid run. Couple of dumb deaths. The not landing on the dog death in Wily 3's what hurt the most. But not bad overall. So if you're familiar with the English text of at the end of this game, Mega Man threatens Wily with his life, and then Wily's like, "Hey, you're a robot and I'm a human. You can't threaten me." And then Mega Man says, very slowly, "I am more than a robot. Die, Wily." It's probably a mistranslation. On the Japanese version, he just has the ellipsis there. But yeah, we hesitate, and Base Forte comes in to rescue Wily, letting us know, hey, he who hesitates is lost. See you next time. And then traditionally, the castle, Wily's castle, falls apart. And then we get the credits cutscene where cool guys don't look at explosions. Mode 7. Shoutouts to Mode 7. But yeah, that was Mega Man 7. Really fun game. Really cool speedrun. I recommend, if you were interested at all in it, I recommend playing the English version, just so that you don't have RNG cutscenes to get mad at. But, yeah. Really fun game.
Alright.
Yeah, that was pretty great. Thanks so much for doing that run. I really
yeah, no problem.
This excellent Mega Man game.
Mega Mode 7.
Mega Mode 7. So yeah, I think coming up next we have Le Hulk block, or the first of a few Le Hulk blocks.
That's right.